Hey, good morning, Rich here, and welcome back to the vlog. So I am back out here at the Brooklyn Bridge. I've just finished another morning run, which was pretty cool. I actually brought my dog along with me. Just say hi to my dog. That's Jack. Hey, Jack. Anyway, so he runs a lot faster than me. Anyway, that said, I wanted to check in with you guys this morning. So it was a pretty interesting weekend. Those who were following along know that I went down to Delaware to where my brother was having a pig roast, and there was tons of food there and tons of family and family friends. I got to see my dad, I got to see aunts and uncles, got to see both my brothers, which was really, really cool. My mom, in case you guys don't know that about me, my mom passed away, so she wasn't there, but since she passed away, my brothers and I have gotten a lot closer, and I would actually say there's probably been a lot of major changes in all of our lives, in the entire family's life, and one of those is, I think a lot of the way that I think about food now comes from, my mom having diabetes and then eventually dying from complications from having diabetes for nearly 25 years, and possibly even more, from the time she was actually diagnosed to the time that she was put on insulin, and then really just having to struggle with maintaining a healthy diet, which I don't think that she really ever ultimately figured out how to do for herself. But that said, I feel like it's really important to acknowledge, now that I am taking steps to really think about food in a different way, as not just something that's pleasurable, not just something that's social, not as just something that is a go-to when I don't want to face some other feelings or awkwardness in a situation, when I don't know what to say to family and friends. We can sit around at a table and enjoy food and talk about that. I don't want to come off as, and maybe I do sometimes, and maybe I have done this in the past, I don't want to come off as someone who doesn't appreciate food and can't acknowledge that for many, many years, food has been a really great friend. And I have a lot of really great memories that are attached to food. I have some memories that are not so great that are attached to food, but I have to say, as a child, I was with family, and we were talking about going to the boardwalk in Wildwood when we were kids, and being on that boardwalk and eating pizza that was, the most vile pizza probably, but loving that pizza as kids, and just, not necessarily having it be about the pizza making us happy, but just looking forward to this ritual of being able to be on the boardwalk and having this pizza, or going to a carnival and having cotton candy, or going to Thanksgiving dinner and knowing that there were going to be chitlins and stuff like that, foods that when I think about them now, I can't think about them in a negative way, even though I understand that they are foods that I will probably never eat again. I don't think I'll ever eat chitlins again. And for those who don't know what chitlins are, they're basically pig intestines that have been cleaned up and added, spices added and vinegar added and boiled forever until they're something that's edible. And they come from a history, and they come from a tradition in my culture that I really feel like I need to embrace. And I don't think that it is ever going to be possible for a person to come to reach peace around food without acknowledging their history and the traditions around food. So if your mom or your aunts and your uncles are coming at you with food, it's not necessarily that they're on the attack. It's not a war. It's part of a tradition and a history that they have embraced. And you probably have family members who are in their 70s and 80s who have been embracing this tradition and this culture, and they have kept it alive, and they're still here. And so you may be 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 years younger than they are, and having negative feelings towards them because of what they represent about your past and your past connection to food. But I think until we can make peace with all of that, we're never going to have a really healthy relationship with food. So I just want to say that. And again, I'm not an expert on food, or I'm not an expert on tradition, nutrition, or tradition, or family, or psychology, or any of those things. I'm just a person who is trying to, figure out a way to live in a healthier way, to have a little bit more joy in my life and be able to take advantage of it because I have a body and I have health that allows me to do so. So that's what I wanted to hit you guys with today. I don't want to be preachy. I really just want to come at you with all love, and like wherever you are, just be there and enjoy it. While I was at the pig roast, it was getting kind of late in the evening, and I'd had fruit salad and I'd had another salad, which, I'd eaten most of the salad that was there, and I was still kind of hungry, and so I busted out my Swiss chard, and I busted out my mangoes and my fresh squeezed orange juice, and I made this really delicious, sweet, rich, deep green smoothie, and people were fascinated by that smoothie. And these were, the beautiful, intelligent people who are my family. And they were fascinated by it, and everyone wanted a taste, including these little kids who were like 3 years old. And so I started passing out in cups little taste of the smoothie, to the point where I didn't have nearly as much as I wanted, but a lot of people had a taste of that smoothie, and they loved it. And they were asking me questions about, how did I make it? And, I was talking to people and I was saying, just make it so it tastes good. Start with that. Don't start with, let me make the healthiest drink that I can make. If you want to make it with, a ton of orange juice and a ton of fruit so that you mask completely the taste of greens, then do that. If kale is just too intense, don't start with kale. Start with a mild green like chard or spinach, baby spinach. Start with something that you're going to be able to drink it and you're going to be able to love it and you're going to want more of it. And if you start with that and you make it about your enjoyment as opposed to about your health, then you're going to keep doing it. And then eventually you may connect to the idea that this thing that you're doing is going to be better for your health, and that suddenly you're liking greens in a way that you never thought you would like them. But, that's all I'm saying is let's go ahead as people who want to eat in a healthy way. Let's go ahead and embrace the joy of eating, because I don't think there's an animal out there that eats and doesn't enjoy the experience. If they didn't, then I don't think any species would ever be able to survive. And ultimately, we want to be doing that. We want to be surviving, we want to be thriving, and we want to have joy. That said, I'm going to let you guys go. No more preaching. Next time you're with me, I'm going to make you something really, really, really delicious. And I'm looking forward to that. You guys have a great day. And